Hi, welcome back. My name is Jeannie and this is Get This Glowing, and this is a channel for the mature female who loves skincare, makeup, beauty, lifestyle, and I'd like to encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like those type of things, skincare, makeup, beauty, lifestyle, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below, and while you're there, don't forget to hit the post notification bell, and that way you won't miss an upload. In today's video, I am really excited. It is Wednesday and I'm going to be doing an edition of Raves Rejects, and that's where I talk about my purchases for the week and things that I have used for this week and let you know how I'm feeling about those. So if you want to hear about those items, then just keep watching. We're getting into it right now. Okay guys, let's get right into it. I have quite a few items I want to update you on that I have been using this week, that I have purchased very recently, and I just want to give you an update on those items. So let's get into it. So recently, you know that I have hauled quite a few items, and when I go through those type of periods, I really like to give you an update. And my channel's a little bit over a year old now, and I'm kind of getting more into the swing of things, so I want to make Wednesdays those days where I do Raves and Rejects, kind of a little bit of a hit or shh. And so let's talk about some of these items I have recently gotten. Actually, I've gotten about 4 bronzers. Let me grab this one as well. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you about the ones that I've picked up. So, and let you kind of know where they're ranking. And this is really quite hard for me. Because I really have been enjoying each and every one of these bronzers. So I've picked up, as you know, the Clinique. This is the Clinique Power Pop Flower Bronzer in Solar Pop. This is such a good bronzer. It has a sheen to it, so it's kind of a radiant bronzer. I'll let you see that. Well, I guess I won't let you see that because that's too far down. Okay, so let's see. Let me see if I put this. Can you see this if I put this on my neck right here? Okay, so yeah. So that's kind of about the depth that it is, and it does have a sheen to it. So it's really pretty. I love this one. And then I picked up the Buxom. This is the Staycation Vibes Rooftop Tan. And it looks like this. So this is the darker of the two. There's a backyard bronze. And this one doesn't have as much sheen. So let's see if you can see that up against. I'm trying to let you see all of them. So there's that one. Then I picked up the one that I have to say, this is the one that's coming in top notch. This is the Bobbi Brown Summer Glow Collection. This is, they're calling this a highlighter powder, but I just have to beg to differ. This is in Warm Glow. And it does have a glow to it. It is shaped just like all of their highlighters, but I use this as a bronzer. I mean, this is not a highlighter to me. So this is, I mean, who can say that that is, I mean, how can you say that that is a highlighter? So it's very dark. It's darker than the others. It's absolutely beautiful. You have to go in with a light hand, or if you've watched my video about the Corderosa palette, you'll see I got into trouble real quick with that one. I was talking, I was just like going to town with my brush, and whoop, and then there it was. So this is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And then the other one that I picked up was the Charlotte Tilbury. This is huge. It's in a compact that is refillable, so you don't have to get rid of the actual beautiful 1920s Hollywood glam style compact. You can keep this and just refill it, so it will be cheaper once you just pop out the bronzer. Now this one, I think I found a dupe for it too. So it's really pretty. That's it right there. Now, this is very much patterned after her Airbrush powder, right? So it's absolutely gorgeous. Well, I also picked up the Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation right here in a very dark color for me to use as a bronzer. And I picked mine up in Cappuccino number 355. Guys, this feels just like the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. And I really think that this can be a dupe for that Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. It feels so soft, so creamy, just like the bronzer. And this is called the Airbrush bronzer. The Charlotte is called the Airbrush bronzer, but it feels just like it. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look at that. It really looks the same. I really can't tell the difference. Let me put a little bit more of the Charlotte on. So if you're wanting the Charlotte bronzer, but you really don't want to pay for it, try this L'Oreal, and it is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation. It's the actual powder foundation, but it feels, I'm telling you, it feels and it looks just like the Charlotte bronzer. It is absolutely beautiful. So those are the bronzers that I have tried recently. And I just have to tell you, it's really hard for me to pick a favorite. I have to say my favorite for the one that I keep reaching for is the Bobbi Brown. I am in love with it, but of course I love the glowy, showy, I just love the sheen that it has. So that's the one that I keep reaching for. I can't really tell you that I love any of the other ones any less. Those are all really, really good. But I was stunned whenever I swatched this one underneath my finger. I just happened to have swatched it right behind the Charlotte. And I was like, oh my gosh, this feels exactly like, tactile sense-wise, this feels exactly like the Charlotte. It looks like the Charlotte. It's just amazing. I really feel like this can be a dupe for the Charlotte. If you get it in the right color for your skin, I think that you're going to be surprised at how much of a dupe that this is. So if you're just, this just bites too much for you, try this one. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And I love the way that this one shows up. I got it for the fact that it is almost 100% matte, but it's matte with a creamy, silky finish. It is matte, but it's beautiful. It's just that you just have to feel it to know what I'm talking about. It's so beautiful and creamy. So I'm loving I love this one, but this one's just as good, I'm telling you. Okay, so then the other thing that I've gotten recently that I just want to give a shout out to, I'm wearing it today and it's just absolutely gorgeous on the skin as a highlighter. And I was so pleasantly surprised. This is huge. Look at it. It's about the size of this Charlotte compact. Look at this. This is the Guerlain, and you know that I'm crazy about Guerlain Meteorites, but this is so beautiful. It is the new Guerlain Meteorite Highlighting Compact, and it's so beautiful. And I just swirled my brush just all around in all three, and I used it as my highlighter today just to show you how pretty of a sheen. I am just crazy about the Guerlain Meteorites, the little container of Meteorites, because I love to collect the containers, but I love the smell of Meteorites, and it just smells fantastic. So if you do not like a perfumey smell, you will not like these, because you know it has that Meteorite smell. But I love this. I love the way that the sheen is on it. It's just let me swatch this for you. If you swirl it all together, this is what it looks like, but you can go in, the pans are big enough to go in individually. There's the pink, there's the peach, and then the ivory. So that's what it all looks like. So it's just beautiful. Oh, I hope you're seeing, I hope that's showing up. But it is so pretty. I was just in awe of this compact when it came in. It's just, it's so pretty. So I just had to mention that. Now, you saw that I had done the dupes video where I had used the Juvia's Place, and this is definitely a hit. This is so good, and I would encourage you that if you are wanting a palette that has these looks, that you grab the Juvia's Place. This is $15. It goes on sale. The palette is just beautiful. It performs beautifully, it swatches beautifully, it has good staying power, it's cost effective. This is so awesome. Now, I have to say that if I'm gonna do a Rave and Reject, this would be the palette that I would have to say it's a reject. This is just, guys, this is not worth the spend, especially whenever you can get the same look with the Juvia's Place. So between these two, I have to say this is the Rave, this is the Reject. So that's my 2 cents on these palettes. And then going in to another purchase that I have made recently, and that is the Jeffree Star Cremated Palette. And I know I do not have the popular opinion here. People, I'm probably going to get hate mail for this, but I just have to say it. So I swore that I would never buy another Jeffree Star palette again after Bloodlust. I thought that Bloodlust was, I love Conspiracy. Let me start off by saying this. I love the Conspiracy palette. I love Blood Sugar. I love Blue Blood, Jawbreaker. I love a lot of those palettes. But when I purchased this, I thought there was some pinks in this palette. There's not. It is very, very gray toned. So part of it is my fault. So this is what the palette looks like. And it's not that the palette does not perform well or fine. It's not. It's just that for me, I already have this, so this was a bad buy on my part. So let me say that. I just did what I said that I had set out not to do, which was dupe myself. And let me show you the palettes that I feel like, I mean, how many times am I going to wear a smoky eye? Probably not that many, and I'll show you the two palettes that I feel like I have in my collection that would serve my needs more than enough to where I don't need this palette. And that is the Smoke Show by ColourPop. When ColourPop came out with the Smoke Show, I immediately wanted this palette and I picked it up. And I've been very happy with this palette. I love this palette. So I picked this up right on launch and never been sorry. The price was right, you know, 12 bucks, perfect. No questions asked. Wonderful. So I have this palette for a smoky eye for New Year's, is whenever I always use this palette. Love it. But not only did I buy this palette, I have another one that's even, I won't say it's even better, but I love it too. And that is the Lime Crime. This is the Venus Immortals palette. And I love this palette just as much. And it looks like this. So I have another smoky eye palette. And I absolutely love, I don't know if you can tell, but I absolutely love this shade right here, which is a very, very dark grape Merlot Cabernet wine color. And I love the I just love the fact that this moth color right here has a pink undertone to it. So the looks that I get from this palette are just wonderful. So, you know, I have one of the shades from the Jeffrey, one of the shades from the Lime Crime, one of the shades from the Jeffrey, one of the shades from the Lime Crime swatched. So I really feel like that I wasted some money on my cremated palette because I could have just used and did enough looks with my Lime Crime Immortals palette and my Smoke Show palette. So if you have these palettes in your collection, I guess what I would say is really do some soul searching and ask yourself, are you buying because you're collecting Jeffree Star? Are you buying because you're a Jeffree Star fan? If so, buy. Really look at your collection and see what you have. Another palette that really has to go on the Rejects side. When I bought the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer, I also bought the Charlotte Luxury palette of mattes in Desert Haze. And this is what this palette looks like. I really feel like that this palette, I know, most YouTube influencers just raved on this palette and really gave it high reviews. I did not personally feel like that. I felt like that this palette did not swatch as it appears in the pan. I felt like that it swatches darker than it appears in the pan. I feel like that it goes onto your eyes much darker. I feel like that it was not that easy to blend, because once it goes onto your eye, you're like, whoa, this is really dark. As a matter of fact, I ended up, doing a look with this palette, ended up filming a whole entire another video, and then doing my look again with this palette because I wasn't happy with the look. So I've been very disappointed with this palette. Whereas I think this is a reject. If I was going to get a palette from Charlotte that looks in this color story, the palette that I would get would not be the Desert Haze All Matte palette. I would go for the Queen of Glow. Is that, yes. The luxury palette, the Queen of Glow, is what I would end up getting, which is somewhat along the same, if you look at them side by side, they sort of resemble each other, but this palette, the Queen of Glow, goes on much better, blends much better than this one. So while this is a hit and this is a rave, this is my reject. So yeah, this is a keeper. Well, they're both keepers, but this one I wish wasn't a keeper. So that's my take on that. So yeah, just saying. The other thing that I wanted to mention is the L'Oreal Beach Bay Face and Body Luminizer. Guys, I love this. I love this. This reminds me of, and I don't even know what it's called. Maybe it's called No Clothes. I want to think it's called No Clothes. By Fenty. The Body Luminizer by Fenty that everybody raves on. Oh, my girl Bridget over at Keeping It Simple with Bridget loves it. And man, whenever she puts it on, she looks so gorgeous. If you do not know her channel, oh my gosh, she's awesome. But anyway, this right here may be a dupe for it. I don't know. But I love it. And this is number 21, light to medium. There's a darker one for darker skin. And so let me show you. So I just pump it out in my hand, and I wear this on my shoulders and on my arms. And it just gives your shoulders and your arms just a little bitty bit of glow, a little bitty bit of color. You know, like, oh, like that Patrick Ta stuff, or Huda has one. Everybody has one. Well, this is the cheap version, you know, at the drugstore, and I love it, and it looks so pretty. And that way, whenever, you know, I do my videos and the light just catches my skin, it looks so pretty, especially because I wear a lot of like sleeveless. I probably shouldn't, because, you know, my arms are so not toned. I have like bat wings. And I need to do some exercises for my arms. But, oh my goodness, it makes your arms look so pretty. And I just love it. And so, like, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks so pretty. See how they just kind of glow? Oh, it looks so pretty. And then whenever you put it on your chest, it makes your chest look pretty too. So if you haven't checked out this I want to think that my friend Nessa, and she's on IG as Nessa's Creations, I think she's the one that told me about this. It is so good. So if you haven't tried this, it is not expensive at all. You can get it at the Walmart, and it is so pretty, and I love it. I just love it. So check it out. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like Raves and Rejects, then hit back over here next Wednesday and we'll have another one. I'm going to try to keep you updated every Wednesday with the products I've been picking up and let you know how they're doing for me, so that I can update you with what I've been using and let you know whether it's worth the spend. And if you like the content on this channel, please consider subscribing. It's that big red button down below, and while you're there, go ahead and click on the post notification bell so that you don't miss an upload. And I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Smooches, everybody. Until next time. Bye for now.